All right, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and make this. If, that's a bunch of ifs, and I don't say if. I made a couple videos there this morning. It was earlier. The only thing that I had was coffee. That was it. That was it. And if, okay, that they made it to YouTube, and I'm not, I mean, I've been banished for a while, but there's a whole bunch of questions about is it kid-friendly and this and that. Well, the issue with that is that you all will not take the time to learn the dialogue and the difference in between what is a social conscious speech out of a social dictionary in an overly social living world. So, have you ever really been in love? We don't put that stuff in there. We're going to get the maximum out that we can in the least amount of words. So a lot of times it sounds like the autistic are pricks. It's not. We're in absolution. We're trying to make the most power behind what we're coming with. It depends on how powerful your soul is and the power that you have and what you learn with your feeling and emotion of how powerful you can push out. I'm the most powerful in the world. There's no close. There's none close. I can put a nation on their knees with my video. Okay, and since the courtrooms will not allow autistic in, and since every attorney across the states, I assure you, I just lived the life for 2.5 years, will give you every reason in the world why they're not good for you and refuse to work with autism because of what it is and the way where it is right now, as well as judges. What are they doing? They instantly, if there's anything whatsoever to do with autism, everybody wants to get out of it by pushing it over to medical and that they're crazy. No. Especially not for a little misdemeanor that can get taken care of with some kind of a mail-in and a lawyer. But now that person's got to go through that, but all those people over there don't, because all these over here that's been this way forever will not take the time and believe they don't have to take and learn another species. And it's a huge population of the United States of America. Okay? In other countries, if I'm speeding up and you say, listen to him, no, this is why. I'm about to take off to a 105, but I can come right back to where I was on that bench. I have that power. I showed a lady how I can do it the other day. I have the power. You don't. I do. But I'm going to show you 105. Out of every single role that's been done, and we're talking about thousands of hours of videos for the last 2.5 years since I left Jackson County, Missouri, and what the whole thing and what's happened since. Okay, crucifixions, on and on and on, what's happened to me. Right down to being banished off social media. Okay? See, I'm everything. If I go to court, which I don't want to, I say I don't want to go do law, because it'll take my autism and I'll go there. You saw what happened with autism and politics and what I did with politics. I'm the one that got all those minority votes. I'm the one that pulled that out of California, and I'm the one that pulled all that out of Florida. That is to be known for fact for life, and you know it. I'm the one that got those votes. They're with me. Now, you want my autism to go law? My autism's going to go law. What I want to do is I want to take my autism and go 5 and go 9 and go teach what 55 years of me is that no other can teach on earth. In other countries, all the countries, autism, we are prophets. We're preachers. We're spiritual healers. We're what the little baby comes to for early advice. We're God in other countries. And here in America, we're mental retards because of you bigs. Stand in front of that group of second graders all across America, and you split half the class over here, medical world, science of it and all, and you put that half over there because that's the autistic half, and you tell them this is how it's going to be for you all. Your social media and everything's going to be like this. You get to go live this life. No, over here you don't get to go do that. You're defective product, and we need to change you when we was born to be that, because those two are supposed to be together. Our speed brings you up from your 99 that you've relaxed to, and it brings us down a little bit, and we're okay with the speed. Our joy, passion that we have to take everything in through our feeling and emotion and nothing in through a social conscience. We do not do that. And we run it through our feelings and emotions, and we process it through absolution in our soul, and we have no inner dialogue, and we have no filter. Your drugs are not going to put a filter on us. We're born that way, and we was born as a pair. We don't ever learn this. We have to emulate it. And when the doctor said, just let them go home when they couldn't figure us out, that was our death curse. We'll never learn anything in our bedrooms. We can't. A teacher can't do it. Give it to us. We'll never be assessed behind a desk of a doctor's office, and now with judges and everything and sitting up on the courtroom stand, no way with autism, no way. That's why I say autistic interpreters. But the other thing that I back that up with, if it didn't go that way, it has to do with video. Okay, well, we aren't able just to answer questions the way that you are. We have to have all the questions, and then we have to go over it in absolution, and we have to give you the answer to it. We have to. We're autistic. Okay, you guys don't do that. You lie about every single thing you say all day long, and it means nothing to you. We don't. We're searching for the most absolution of answer we could possibly give you. Okay? That's why it takes us a little bit longer. So we can't do courtroom stands. They just don't understand it. That's why there would have to be a autistic interpreter explaining to everybody, first teaching them about autism, and then the case, and on and on and on. You judges know it. Well, video. Look at mine this morning of me being out here, and go look at thousands of hours and where I've been, where I've even talked about, rip your head off and all this. If you've been abused the way I have, all of you would have went postal a year and a half ago. And I want you to know this, Vincent Albert, since the day I was born, even when Grandpa took me pheasant hunting, I'd shoot hedge apples. I've never harmed another animal in life. That includes us, because human beings are an animal. You've negated that part. You've negated feeling. You've negated smelling scent of a Jenny, that if that scent and that Jenny twists that boy up like nothing else at 17, no matter what happens with divorce and anything in the rest of life, that scent will twist up that male when she's 90 years old. No, you guys just swipe right. Your social world and all. That's broke because you won't even get 6 feet from each other. Okay? Well, now the judge, because of the bug, now it's all video done in courtrooms anyway. Hallelujah. You can't tell that Aussie where it has to be. It gets to go be in where it needs to be, and all the questions would be asked to it, and that's the real answers that's going to come out of that Aussie, and that's what has to be shown in the jury. If you show one of my videos. Why? Because go ask KPD. Why did they come down on me? It's because I taped what they thought was a letter bomb to a door that had 60-something hours worth of information about a transition, and that was more important than anybody in the world to see, but KPD's got it. Oh, well, they shit their pants, because I have taped more of those to police stations across America for the last 2.5 years. I can't count how many. Or walked in them and just sat right there at the clerk. Here, please give this to Captain. You have no idea how much I did of that in the United States when Mr. Trump was the president. And just as soon as he's out of office, then I got taxed. Somebody gave me some weed, and they came up. The first they was going to take me in on a warrant that is no more, and then this, and then that, and then that, and that. And I got pinched for 0.6 of weed that I've walked around America for the last 2.5 years smoking, and it's legal down here. Okay? Now, I don't want to go do law. What I want to do is get into a place to do law, and I want a whole bunch of people all around me because of what it does to me. But they leave, and then they come, and then they leave. So I'm in the right place for me to be. The other thing is the keys, okay? And where I'm at because of how it comes out of my soul. I can roll the same video. If you go backwards, you can hear it in a bunch of different ways. I tell you what, LGBT, you can hear it in a bunch of different ways. With the rooster and with the conversion jobs and everything I do, it's about a 20-minute roll. You could hear a bunch of different feelings of it. It's always the same thing. It's where I was when it came out. Where was my demeanor? How was I? And go listen to all the different LGBTs. It's all the same thing, from Duvalstein and the queens and all. Papa, what's a drag queen? A drag queen? Well, they boys. They got wainers. And they like to dress up like girls, but the biggest thing is that they're elevated souls. They're up there. You know how Papa, you cray Papa. But this is a good kind. I like that cray Papa. And the whole deal that I do, well, that's a drag queen. Okay? They're elevated. They're not up where Papa is now. I am the queen. I'm way up there, okay? But they're up higher than you all are. I have a role, and I do it. And you could get it in many different ways because of where I am, the demeanor of my soul, and how I'm going to put it out. But you're always going to get the same information. I'm about to pick this up a couple notches. Hold on, doctors. Don't be throwing no shit at me about drugs, because I could come right back over here. I could come down, tell you about that. My mom used to drive this old green Plymouth Fury. She had that big paw fondue hair that they'd tease up and hairspray back then. So you couldn't see my mom at all. That Plymouth Fury, she's so tiny. Put us boys in the back seat, me and my older brother Anthony and my little brother Nicholas. We see that big old ball of poofy blonde hair coming up over the back of that seat. And we'd take our dog, Mojo. He was our Doberman. He stunk, he farted and everything. But there's 3 of us in the back seat of that Plymouth Fury. Green seats, too. Green car, green seats. And he'd be pushing on us, and we were so little, he'd just keep on pushing. He'd have all 3 of us shoved up against the other damn door. That dog was so strong. And so here we are. Mojo keeps pushing me out the door. I took everything in my life to my feeling and emotion. I can give you every second of it, but I need 55 years to do it. It's all there, and I take it with me when I leave. I already have and came back. I'm about to give it to you. Littles, guardrail Bible, blender. This will be my last roll, Littles. It just is. Because either it does or it doesn't. Either I go make the videos that at least, even if I can't do it on social media, if that's how far we're going. Are we burning books here in America? Because if you want to negate something that goes to the world and not just America, well, I need to get out of America, and you stopped me from doing that and brought me back to beat me repeatedly since. And you won't even give me medical and fix my teeth. That's America to autism. A law office that I've walked into gives me another reason why they're not good for me. Well, I've been assigned an attorney. And now that attorney's talking to the people that's up above them about 2 weeks in, and what the hell did you guys do to me? You ruined my career. And every peer that you have, you're it. You got assigned to me. Because anything to do with medical, it's going to be the Supreme Court that's going to say that. There's nobody touching me, nobody doing nothing until the Supreme Court, and that's 2 years down the road. And there's mass media coming down here to the Keys to do it. Why? Everybody would forget about everything else. This is so far over Aaron Brockovich. It is genocide of a whole entire species of people that are defective in America. And the way that we're treated in every way, including all up and down the Constitution. And now I realize, because for the longest time, this is 2.5 years in, 2.5 years more, that I'm standing here today. And they beat me down to death many, many times. I say, JC's Paul, he sent the wrong guy. Because I've never been a part of social media and how to control electronics and do that at all. But even though I am everything else, because not one person would stand beside me and be that electronic part, because every single person that did got crucified by the FBI. They got crucified. I mean, in life, ways of family and everything that it's beyond. So I'm by myself. Well, you sent the wrong guy because I can't do the social media part. I'm still fighting it now today. But then if we go law, well, I'm it. I realize, Governor Ron D., I'm it. I'm the guy that you take for the whole situation of what's happening with social media right now. I'm the guy that you take for every single thing that's happening with the vote, and now being told that, no, you people at this level right here don't get the right to vote. We're not going to allow you to mess our things up anymore. So all this population, and if you're on that or any kind of a mental or whatever, all you people do not get to vote in the United States no more. That's coming up too. There's many things that are going to drastically affect our life that should, because we needed to change. But they need to be in law, so every human being that calls theirself America gets equality of the same law. Now. And in that case, if that's what's supposed to happen, is this little bitty old crumb and finally being given, because I couldn't get an attorney and now I have one, but finally being given a state-provided attorney, that attorney's taking me to the Supreme Court. That's going to be his life. But what he doesn't realize, okay, I'm not going to use names right now. I'm going to try my hardest not to pull names in anymore. Not even Nancy's, okay? I'm just, because it's a negative and it's taking me back that doesn't need to be. I need to go forwards and I need to teach with joy. So all of you are just taking me back or trying to put me back into the anger and this and that so that way I can't bring the joy. You're talking about the all power is all power. There's nobody as powerful as I am. I'm beyond all you. All you. I can have grown men crying. And that's what the video. A nation on its knees. Or some hillbillies held up in the White House. Or a guy in Lee Summit I want to walk into a highway patrol station with a shotgun and just start laying down. Now, those issues are out there, and I didn't cause them. But getting people stirred up and this and that and this and that, it's pretty easy to put that in certain ways and make that happen. And I never have hurt a human being in my life. Even when I was being beaten in L.A. for the second time, I'm screaming at the officer, you're going to give me a hug when you're done with this. And because she couldn't get me as an animal in the car because they was trying to make something against me so that way they get the jury. But L.A. loves me, not them. When they couldn't get anything because I'm over here crying and screaming how the officer's going to give me a hug after he beats me this time. And finally he looked at her. She said, we got a call. And he shrugged his shoulders and they took the handcuffs off and put me on the sidewalk and they ran away. And I was crying that you're going to hug me after you beat me. I've never hurt a soul in my life. Ever. Ever. I am little. My life is for littles. I die for the littles. Because you bigs will not. I say I want to get on Duvall because after all this stuff I've gone through, I believe I deserve it, and I believe the littles do too. I want to be here where I stand, do my walks on my island, and I want to cut the master rolls. That is the 10 DVD set or whatever it is. It does not have to go through social media. It can be reproduced at a very, very economical price. And if people choose to purchase that with shipping and handling where I'm not making no money on it, it's out there. And from now on, even aren't born, have the right to go check that book out of the library, because we're not burning books in America unless it's bad for you. And if it's bad for you and you got the power and America lets it, we're not going to read that book. Well, it's still, you're only one of 195 countries, America, judge, politician, law. You're only one of 195 countries, and there's autism all over. That means you got to let me go. And I go make these dishes somewhere else. I find where beauty is. But I'm here right now. This could happen in the next week and I'd be finished, because I did this. I've made it to where I need to be. I'm going to come back and I'm going to give you what I am. This would be a 3-video set. This would be the closer off 2 others that went over to YouTube if they made it. It's called Auzzievincent, and what it is, it's absolution of autistic information, not made up by a social conscience. See, that's what the attorney don't know that's with me right now. He'll be the attorney of all attorneys. He doesn't realize I know the end of that path for him. The law firm that he owns is the law firm of all law firms. It's over every single law firm in America. Why? He has me. I am the ultimate autistic interpreter. That's how I know Blender. If you want to know about the role that I'm getting ready to do for blenders, and it has to do with sending stuff out on the internet and this and that, it's because me, my autistic self, I know whether I've said something in a social conscience way, or whether I have said something out of feeling and emotion, and wait a second, they're not going to understand that right, they're going to take it as perverted or whatever. I'm the one that knows that. I am the greatest twist autistic interpreter that there is, and that law firm's going to have me and make more. And then, because of attorneys that will not take autistic, even though that's where your quick major money is for the next 10 years, that's getting paid is get the autistic. You're getting paid, okay? That's your easy money, like chasing ambulance is Aussie's. That's your money for the next 10 years. It's all the money going through the courts, too, because everybody's going to rise up and deal with it. Okay? Well, my law firm would make autistic souls that are past the bar and that are attorneys for us, not you all telling us how your law is going to be. And you're going to be like this within our law. That is not the Constitution. We have Supreme Court issues here, people, down here in Monroe County. And I assure you, when I say media frenzy, even the fires and the looting wasn't close to what's coming down here for this one here. Everything switches and focuses to this because it wraps everything up together. I'm the part of the social media. And how can you say me I can't say this, even though it's going to be all of you, half of you getting banned off this and that, over and over and over. You're already feeling it. I'm the part over here with medical, where 165,000 medical workers that are in Boston as well as across the United States of America, along with the pharmaceutical companies, the doctors, the psychiatrists, and everything else, want to check off autism as it is a defective good that needs to be medicated and put away. Listen to me speak right now. I'm the highest level there is, and I'm on no medication. And I'm purposely going up fast right now. I'm about to kick it. I'm going to go ahead and give you my role. I'm going to show you what I do for littles. This is the end of a 3-part, and even if it makes it over, where it's in the phones. At least it's recorded in the phones, okay? If I have to go law, because what I want to do is go stay on Duval, and I want to be around those people and be able to talk to people so I get better at emulating. I'm around them, but I don't get to talk to people because the FBI comes swimming in and make sure that person doesn't hear or believe anything that I said. He's a crazy this, that. He's an informant for the FBI. They told some homeless this. I have heard it all. They have tried to use people against me in every way possible across the United States of America. Okay? But remember, okay, because they won't let me in the courtroom right now, well, that means we have to be on video. Well, I get to make my videos. That's the law. You have to give us the questioning that needs to go for the next day, and I get to go make the video for it, and you have to show it to the jury. That's the law, because you're doing video courtroom right now. I'm lethal video. I'm going to go ahead and finish this up. I did those 2 videos over there, and I've sent them whether they get there or not. And whether you get to view them, I wish they was over on Facebook, but Mark has got issues, and I was banned all off of it, and I managed to get this stuff on YouTube, so here we are. Littles, this one's for you. This one's for you. It's better because it doesn't take as long to download and go over with the sun and the beauty. I'm just now getting to where I know I can go. But let's go ahead and test it out, littles. I'm going to give you Blender. I love you all. 195 countries, everyone, littles. I'm for you. Lost boys and lost girls. All of you. Down syndrome. Oh my God. It's like ecstasy to me to spend a day with you because I don't have to talk to you. I can feel you from the inside. I love you all. And America needs law. We have to have law or we're going to get hurt. And things are twisted with law right now. I used to be able to go up to law officers and they would hug me. And they wanted that relationship, so when they turn into being degenerates when they're 16, I already started a relationship with them. And they'd give me baseball cards. Guess what, law? We about to implicate that bitch up in it. And we're going to start hugging you and touching you again. Feel me? We're going to start touching you and feeling you again so you don't treat us like a piece of meat. And you're going to give us baseball cards, so you better go buy them. Auzzievincent, I got Hillbilly and JC with me. Littles, Guardrail Bible, I'm going to come back at you.